Hello, everyone. Good evening. Shakes Creations again. And this is going to be a kind of, I don't know, to be honest. I'm sitting here, it's 5 a.m. I've been up since yesterday. No nap, no nothing. I'm feeling absolutely amazing, boys and girls. I've been suffering with exhaustion. I did fix one meal, but that meal is basically gone. That hot pie type of thing I made, that is basically gone. I laid in my bed and I ate two bowls, and I felt so good. The biscuit, the whole concoction is just great. But I've been meaning to go into my stats to see when I actually started this channel, because when I started the channel, I was in a different mind state. I was just all over the place. I was dealing with a whole lot of bipolar situation and home situation and outside situation and other people's situations and whatever the case may be. Recently, I have gotten to a more stable place because I have added some herbals into my regimen: black seed oil, sea moss, ashwagandha, L-theanine. All of those things I take, and that's what's. If you notice any changes with me being a little bit more stable, that's where it's coming from. But that's not why I was intending to do this video. So I have been meaning to go into my stats to see when I started this channel, to see if I had a chance to be monetized within 2025. I realized about 20 minutes ago that I deleted a channel that I had already had more than 500 um, subscribers. But I had a moment in my life that I didn't want to follow me. Just in case of anything, I didn't want it to follow me. Now, I do know that once something hits the World Wide Web, it's out there. So I went through my Facebook and I started cleaning up my Facebook, and I went through YouTube, but YouTube was hard for me to clean up. Even though I had two people helping me, they would alert me to a video that may have had something that I didn't want on my channel anymore, and I would delete the video. I would delete the video. But if I was going to completely delete videos, then that mean I was completely deleting parts of my life that I wanted to be there, while I was trying to remove something as well. So one day I just got so frustrated, boys and girls, and I just deleted the whole daggone channel. And then I think I stopped recording maybe a couple weeks or whatever the case may be before I decided, nah, sir, this is not happening, because this is really what I want to do. So I started this channel right here. When I started this channel here, I was originally trying to come off with my crafting, because that's where my agenda was. It did not work out for me that way. I do have my bracelet channel, and I think I'm doing better on that channel than I ever did with my greeting cards. Although I'm not gonna lie, I make some nice cards. That's not the issue either. Today I researched, and I thought it said December 1st was when I started the channel. So I was already saying to myself, I can't be monetized in 2025. And if I'm not monetized in 2025, which I already know I'm not going to be, but at the same token, I have to speak existence into everything, which means I still have a chance, I still have hope, and there's always a possibility. So I'm going to stick with that wavelength than the other side. Those are the behaviors I have to do to help me transform who I was into who I want to be. Now, something said, is that date right? And then I went back in and I looked, and I went and moved a little line, and it started moving, and I don't know how to tell you how to do that stuff, boys and girls. Come to find out, I actually started this channel November 1st of 2024, which means November 25, that's coming up, I need over 2,000 watched hours. Now, I am not sure. I believe I can get the subscriptions. I believe I can get that. but I cannot get to watch hours. I'm not even trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm trying to stay real. I can't get over 2,000 watched hours. I can't do it. So I was sitting here saying to myself, okay, now today my daughter arrived and we had a wonderful conversation, a conversation of of of, of magnitude about where I'm going in my future because I have tried every which way I can to make it. And I'm going to tell you something, boys and girls. I live on Social Security, and after the third of the month, I have no money. If I don't have a hustling grind come along, I don't have anything to live on. And I still feel like I'm wealthy. My mind state does not make me feel like I'm poor, but I'm definitely poor because I live way below the poverty level. But with that said, when I'm in here, when I have my food to eat, when I have my TV to watch, my roof is secure, the only thing I think of every single day is when I slept in that car and when that man broke my damn jaw. I I went through such a hard time that I'm sitting here smiling because I am a badass girl. You hear me? When that fucking man came with that razor to cut me across my face, I jumped backwards. I landed where I almost hit my head on a table, but I ran into the bathroom and I called the police and told the police, and they came and they said he wasn't there. I told them exactly where he was. Did they want to go check? Hell no, they didn't want to go check. Those police officers didn't want to help me at all, and I told them, I begged them to put me in shelter. And at this time, I was sleeping in my car, and then during the daytime, one of the women of the night, or one of the women of the day, if you understand what I mean, would let me sleep on the floor in her room. But because I would not participate in the woman of the night employment and getting these men in the shower so that they can be robbed and all that other stuff. Now, I can't go through too much, but because I wouldn't do that, I was a target. And I was in Miami where I didn't have any friends and all that other stuff. So I left New York on my own. So I didn't have what I needed. And although if I was in New York, they would have been helping me with the quickness, boys and girls. Trust when I tell you. But anyway, he came in the room to cut me, and when I saw that knife, big girl got scared, and I was like, right, ran into the bathroom. But when they left, it wasn't even 5 minutes later when I was out of the bathroom in this girl's room, laying on the floor trying to get some sleep. He came walking through the door. I jumped up on the bed, but I was watching a TV show. If I'm not mistaken, it was MacGyver or something like that, long time show. And when he jumped on the bed, I tried to jump out the window. But, I would have crumbled these knees, girls and boys, but I still tried to get out that damn window. Yes, I did. And next you know, I saw the razor, but I guess within a split second, he realized his jaw he realized that his fist might do better than his jaw, than the knife. So he put the knife down, dropped it, or whatever the hell may happen. But next thing you know, he just came from Africa and just popped me in my jaw. Instantly, I felt my jaw break. So that's not the issue. And please don't feel sorry for me. You already see me talking. You see me laughing. So do not feel sorry for me, boys and girls, because this girl was a powerhouse. You hear me? I did not want to get cut. I don't care about breaking my jaw. I did not want to be cut. So I ended up jumping backwards after he hit me in my face with that big old man hand. But as I went to land on the floor, I almost hit my head on a table, but I landed on the floor. He went to jump on me. I guess that's when he would have been on top of me and he would have been able to cut me. Boys and girls, you know your girl is good. Yes, indeedy. I landed backwards, and because he was above me trying to come down, boy, I took my legs and brought him in and said, boom, and he went boom across the room. And when he went flying across the room, I rolled into the bathroom and dialed 911. Of course, I wasn't able to talk because my jaw was broken. And of course, I was crying and carrying on and all that. But guess why I was crying, boys and girls? Because I didn't get cut. That's what I didn't want. So when they came, immediately they took me. But someone called me on my cell phone, knew my cell phone number, whatever, and told me some information, and that's how he ended up getting locked up. But I had already found me a place to live. And although I begged the landlord to please let me in and let me go to sleep on the floor, I told him my situation and everything, and he refused. He refused, and I ended up staying between my car and that girl's room. But that night, they took me straight to the shelter. They took me straight to the shelter, put me in there. But what made me so angry is they made me bring my daughter from New York back to Florida, or they said that I would lose custody of her if I didn't provide shelter for her. And that was wrong, because the reason why she ended up going to New York is because they was going to take custody of her because I had nowhere to live. With that said, I'm between a rock and a hard place now, and I've never, ever felt the way I feel today. But I'm saying to myself, okay, I learned that when you do a year with monetization, you have to continue to make that same 4,000 watched hours every year moving forward. And it does not count your previous years. I just did a whole big thing, went back and forth with ChatGPT, went to Google, went to everywhere. And I said, you know what? Now I understand why people have what they call burnout, because they're trying to keep the 4,000 watched hours, and they're trying to keep the monetization. So now I'm saying to myself, okay, I ended up getting my roof because I was homeless. So now, what if I get monetized? What if I lose my housing, my social security, my everything, and then turn around and I lose my monetization? What happens to me then? I end up homeless again. This time I can't live in no vehicle. I won't be able to function living in no vehicle. So I did it already. It was 1,000 degrees out there, even at night. I can't sleep like that in New York in 0-degree weather in the freezing cold. Who can keep their car heated overnight, sleeping there, and not get bust upside the head at night? So I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, it's already the middle of the month in September. November is a hop, skip, and a jump away from here. I can't monetize in 2 months. It's not possible. Now, what I do on this channel, I'm doing regardless whether I'm monetized or not. But then I have to say to myself, okay, now I'm 56 this month. Now I have something to really be afraid of, because I've tried everything I possibly could. My only hope was this channel. But now I'm watching other people that are going through distress because they're not monetized, and that was their only, way out. I've done my books, I've done my cards, I've done my jewelry, I've done everything. It's not that I don't have anything. It is the time we stand in life that I'm doing everything that I'm doing. It just so happens, but I still don't say it's the time. I don't fall on that, and I'm not going to use that as no whole logical excuse. I'm not going to, because I watch Facebook. I watch what people, okay, I got to say that a little differently, because that sounds creepy to me. Sound kind of creepy, because it made me feel as if I was watching people and what they're shopping with it. No, I don't do stuff like that. What I'm saying is, you see Facebook, just say Facebook, because I spend a lot of time on Facebook, which I did a lot of not spending on Facebook, but now I really I like some of the groups that I'm in, so it makes me happy to go there. Plus, I find that I'm quite helpful in some of these groups, because when people are asking questions, I happen to know what it is, and I can answer. So I'm of help. I'm useful. Anyway, just say somebody put up a pocketbook that they paid $55 for. Okay, she paid $55 for a pocketbook, and I'm sitting here doing my shirts, doing whatever, and I'm saying to myself, okay, a shirt may be seem expensive at $30, but then you have someone who would pay, you know, 80, 90 if it has a designer name on it. So I have removed my mental thinking of the fact that maybe if the shirt is $30, it's too expensive. It's not too expensive. I just haven't met my buyer yet. And that's what I'm going to keep saying in my mind, because that's the only thing that's going to help me continue to do what I'm going to do. Even tonight, I had a vision of a religious shirt that I wanted to design. So I said, I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to not do it because no one is, whatever the case may be. I just haven't locked up on my buyer yet. One of the things that I learned recently, which I don't know, sometimes I just move and shake in a different type of way and I end up doing the right thing. And I try to lean towards doing the right thing because preventive measures is the way my mind works. So even my doctor told me more people should think like me. Now, when I started doing my earrings, I went for wood. When I went to do some of my keychains, I went for resin. When I went to do my bracelets, I went for glass. Now, I'm seeing, like even today in some of the groups, these women are making like really intricate designed pieces. I'm talking full thing and like 50 million pieces and all this, and then they're complaining that the color is peeling off, the customer has come back to them, and so those are one of the things that I'm so thankful for, that I don't have to worry about, because my material is not going to run, because my material is basically glass. So that struck my mind, because I put up a bracelet I made up in one of the groups, and when the woman said that's not going to last because it's plastic and stuff like that, I said, well, I'm so glad you told me that, because my bracelet is glass, but I still think I have a certain uniqueness about the designs that I do, because my mind leans towards boho type of thing, because that's what I like. And then I said I have a special buyer, because you have to like color, you have to like brightness, you have to like fun and that type of thing. So I sometimes say to myself, I got to stop thinking like the buyer and think like the seller. But if I think like the seller, I won't be in business, because my mental is not in the seller's zone yet. I'm trying to get there. But I'm not there yet. But I'm trying, because I'm not going to make it in this game if I don't get to the real reseller state of mind, because I'm always thinking kindness and all this other stuff, and I'm always doing my little packages and stuff. But I have to get to reseller if that's what I choose to do. And I decided already that I was gonna give up my craft room and make that my bedroom, and then do away with some of the crafting and all that other stuff. Now, my dining table is going to be my craft table regardless, because I got to do something. This mind is just not going to stay idle. It's not happening. It's just not in me. But then I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, just say I was to luck up and get monetized within the next 2 months. Say I make enough and then they cut me off of Social Security. Say my legs hurt. Say exhaustion come in. All of these factors that I have no other choice but to think of, because they're really part of my life. Say my fibromyalgia starts to get worse again, and all these other things. What happens if I lose my monetization in 1 year on YouTube? I'm at the mercy of people watching me, liking me, subscribing to me, sharing my videos. I'm desperate at that point. So now I'm like, okay, is this why a lot of people are giving up YouTube and a lot of people are getting 9-to-5s? I can't get a 9-to-5 if the phone rings too many times. You barely hear my phone ring. You got to admit the truth. 9 times out of 10, this phone rings, it's my daughter or a spammer, because I basically did away with all the phones. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying to myself, okay, I might be causing myself more harm. than anything, because I can't, I can't. Mm. And that's not even something to be sad about. That's being real within myself. I can't withstand 4,000 watched hours in a year. I can't do it. I can't. Now, what I have been doing the last 2 months, every day I share 2 posts of mine on Facebook. But if I'm looking correctly at my views, I have 382 subscribers. Most of my views are under 50. That's not a complaint. That's not a complaint. I'm thankful and blessed and grateful for every single anything I get on this channel. But I can't monetize within 2 months, and I can't hold down monetization for a whole year for 4,000 watched hours. I can't do it. So the good thing is I never did this channel looking to be monetized, but now I have to figure out if I'm going to be monetized or not, because there is a whole lot at stake when it comes to me being unwell. I wish I could go outside and get a job. If I was, I would like to go back to the post office. I loved working at the post office, unloading those trucks and everything. Those are my good days. And I know what my body would look like if I could get back on that thing and pull them damn postcards off that truck. I know what my body would look like, boys and girls. Y'all know I love this body, but my body is failing me up in here. Shoot, I hit this a couple days ago on my leg. I boom and ran right into that, hit my leg. But I have to say, with all of what I just shared, and with me knowing that I can't monetize, I'm not sad and all that other stuff that I would normally feel if I was. And the reason why is because I realized that although my social security check covers everything and leaves me with nothing, there's times I don't even have gas money. I still feel that I'm wealthy. I still feel that I'm wealthy. I don't feel like I have to lay down and cry because I can't go to McDonald's, or I can't buy the latest wig, or I can't get my nails done, or throw the eyelashes on. I don't have any of those worries. I don't have any of those worries. I actually do have one thing. Now that I don't have hot flashes, I've noticed that my head, that explosive heat, is gone. So I'm going to the dermatologist to see if there's a chance that I could ease the pain in my scalp from fibromyalgia to possibly grow my hair back. So I have an appointment next month. So that's one of the things. Although if I couldn't get rid of the fibromyalgia in my scalp, it wouldn't bother me, because I absolutely love my scalp like it is now, and I absolutely know that I'm beautiful. I'm not conceited. I know I'm beautiful. So there's a major difference in knowing, so I don't have to worry about that. If somebody said, "Look at that boy-headed BITCH," I'll be like, "Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, holla!" Oh, boy, after all what I've been through. But I'm going to tell you something that I really didn't want to say, but I saw the look on my daughter's face this afternoon, this morning. It's after 5 now, and my daughter was here after 1 in the morning. So, a while ago on my other channel, someone noticed a lump on my neck and alerted me to go to the doctor and get it checked out. I went to the doctor, got it checked out, had my operation date and everything. My doctor said it was cancer. And a couple days ago, I was in my friend's house and I started having shocking pains in my chest again. I had already had a stroke, and my neighbor feels as if I was having another stroke in his house a few days ago. And I started taking aspirin once a day, and I started feeling better after I started taking this aspirin. The shocking pains and everything's going away. My daughter had me do my lift in my arm, see if one arm was a little weaker than the other, whatever the case may be. Oh, you know, she tried to be this little nursey nurse thing around her mama. But whatever the case may be, I did not go for the operation. I do believe I still have my paperwork and everything to go to the surgeon. I decided I'm not going, and my daughter wants me to go to do the operation. She was going to take me a long time, but I said no, I'm not going. I still don't want to go, and I told my daughter, I said I have lived 55 years already, and with the amount of pain that I have endured, and if I truly believe in God, then I'm not going for any surgery. I'm not going for any surgery. I'm not doing any chemo. I'm not doing any of that. What I do know is that the knot was going away, doing very well, everything. My stomach is nauseous for some reason. And the only thing I could think of is I need something else to eat. So anyway, I noticed that the knot is coming back. It's coming back, and then I started feeling like something is not, I can't really put my hand on it. My stomach has been getting nauseous. I've been having other stomach issues. It landed me into one of these rooms in this house, and I'm having vomit one place and whatever the other place, and it's at the same time and all. So I'm dealing with stuff like that. Now where it's coming from, I don't know, but right now my stomach is nauseous. I could use a little touch of salt. So let me do that real quick, boys and girls. Let me put some salt in my mouth. Ugh, gross. I love that this chair has wheels on it. Ow! So let me put some salt in my mouth. Ah. Mm. 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 It takes the nauseousness away. Just put a little, pop it in my mouth. So with all of that said, I don't know what's going on. The only thing I can say is I'm loving my channel. My daughter was here today. She said, "Mom, you're not gonna do no recording?" I said, "Yeah, I am gonna do my recording. You just walked in when I was just about to start the camera, so I had to wait a little while, sit down, and have a conversation with her." But I have to say, I'm terrified of something happening to my car. I don't go out that often, but it is a treat to be able to jump in your vehicle, go where you have to go, and come back. My daughter has my vehicle now. I haven't been able to drive for a while. I'm not feeling well enough to be behind the wheel. And one thing with me, I don't care what anyone says, honey. Driving is a privilege, and I am not getting behind the wheel if I don't feel well. I don't have any right to run anybody's child down on that road. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if your mother's here, your father's here or not. You are still someone else's child, and I am not. So, with that said, I've been contemplating how I'm going to transition my daughter into having to possibly take that vehicle. But I'm not going to do that. I still have my garage. She still pulls up in this bad boy when she comes up here. Sometimes we spend the night, sometimes she goes home. What I'm going to do is, now Coral, I know you're going to be like, what in the world is she talking about? Coral, let me cover your address. Girl, I have been trying to post you this box for a while now. I haven't been able to get to the post office. And by the time my daughter's here, it's after the post office closes. But I have this box ready to go out to you. And no, it's nothing special. When you open this box, you're going to say, what? But I'm trying to get this out to you. So hopefully I could do that tomorrow. But I have to say, I'm going to continue with YouTube. I'm not going to check my stats anymore. I already know November 1st is the deadline for this year. I can't maximize that. I can't do anything with that, so I'm not going to push. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do what I normally do, and that's it. And see what happens. But I have I've even put out ads to do crafting classes, sessions, whatever the case. I've done that. I really don't have too much of a leg to stand on. If I go to someone's office, I can't be around a telephone, so I have very limited options for me to do anything that I could possibly work. Now, I do have one option if I wanted to. If I wanted to regain access to this thrift stores and then go outside and do table sales, but that's not becoming of what I'm trying to do. So I have one coming up next Saturday and another one in October. If the one in October ends up being what I heard it is, that is my employment every year. My only day of working will be that one day, and that room will be my storage for the whole entire year. That's what I will be doing while I'm in here having fun doing my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel is my outlet to the world. I can't tell the last time I've been outside, maybe about 7 days ago. Going outside is not even a normal thing for me, so I don't look to go outside. And to tell you the truth, although you can tell I'm getting tired, to tell you the truth, I live in New York, and I can't tell last I stepped in snow. That should tell you something. When it's 80 and 90 degrees outside, I can't tell last I stepped out in that weather. Now, this past summer, I might have been outside 2 days while it was that high. But predominantly to tell you that, oh, this was a really hot summer, I would never be able to tell anybody that. Because when I turned on my air conditioner stayed on. If I had to turn all three of these bad boys on, they stayed on. I ran my dishwasher after midnight like you hear it running now. I ran my washer after midnight like you might have heard it sometimes. And that is because I would like to preserve the landlord's water to the best of my ability. And then on top of that, be kind to myself for my utilities that I have to pay. I don't know how I would have made it without my over-the-counter card. My over-the-counter card has been helping me pay my Wi-Fi and my electricity. Would you believe if I didn't have that over-the-counter card, which is my health insurance card, I would possibly not have had my car all this time. My car is out there on the road with liability, and I'm not a happy camper, honey. Not a happy camper. I need full coverage. I need full coverage on my car. So I'm trying and trying and trying. I do have 2 investments. They're creeping, very tiny, but I'm staying the course. I did open up a savings account to do my, what is that called, emergency fund. I've done that already. I said you're allowed to have some type of burial fund. It will not have enough in there to bury me. I'm not worried about that. They could put me in Potter's Field, and I found out that box that they give you if you don't have no money, it's not that bad. I'm serious. I told my daughter, if something happened to me, you better not be out there running around borrowing, robbing, and stealing, trying to put me in no casket. You better tell up people that and throw me in that mercy box and then throw that dirt on top of me and go home, child. My body is, if you believe what I believe, you won't worry about me. I'm going in that little box. I told my daughter, nope. I've had an insurance agent, a licensed insurance agent told me that life insurance is a scam because most people outlive their policy and then turn around, they end up with nothing out of the money that they put in. That there is actually one policy that is beneficial, and it's the one that you can borrow against. If something, I don't know the details or whatever the case may be, so I was like, that's not good. And then on top of that, if you have housing, like I have housing, you're not allowed to have, this, and this. It's as if they don't want you to have anything. But you know what my hang up is with all of what I'm going through? I actually did the best I could to try my best to get away from all these things that I'm on, because I feel like I'm partially trapped. I feel like I'm partially held down, and I don't want to use those words. I don't want to put those words out there, because guess what? Look at me now. I got a roof over my head. I got food in the refrigerator. It may not be a 5-star meal, but shit, I eat at night. I go to bed. I'm not hungry. I got lights on, so I don't worry about. I'm not going to sit down and fight against what I don't have. I'm going to always remember what I do have. And that's one of the things I had to tell my daughter, recently. I don't want to hear anything about what you don't have. I want you to remind me of what you do have, because that's what's going to get you through whatever storms you're going through. For me, that's what helps me get through the day. I have to say, oh my gosh, I can sit here and make my bracelets. Okay, I can go in here if I feel like it. I can make me some cards. I got an envelope yesterday from someone for my birthday with some crafted stuff to make greeting cards, and I'm like, oh, this was really nice. I completely forget sometimes that my birthday is this month, because I don't do anything normally for my birthday, but I am about to sip this water here. Mm. So I got the envelope, and I'm like, what is this? Because I don't know the person's name, but I'm in a group. And they sent me an envelope with some stuff to make some cards. Now, I'm getting pain in my arm. Ooh, wow. I like to sleep on my side. So when stuff like this happens, I try not to go to bed. I go to bed usually at 5, but I said I probably stay up all night, because I just want to watch some TV. I will tell you the truth. I found some more channels on my Roku TV. So I said I want to watch some movies. I want to watch this movie. I think his name is Al Pacino. I want to watch a movie with him in it. But you might be noticing I'm looking at something. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to eat a cookie. I don't think I'm going to eat one. Let me see how many sugars is in this cookie. 1 gram of sugar. Now let me tell you something else. I was reading on the news somewhere after a while, if you have EBT, you're not going to be able to buy anything that's over 5 grams of sugar, and that's why I looked at this cookie right here, because I would hate to find that parents who had little babies wouldn't be able to buy cookies. But I buy these cookies because they're low in sugar, and sometimes I need a snack. But no, I'm not gonna have any cookies. I don't need a cookie right now. I'm just moving it out of my eye for temptation's sake. But I'm doing very good. I went in my closet yesterday, pulled out some stuff, got rid of some stuff. So you might see me wearing a little bit of clothes that I'm finding that I wasn't able to wear, that I wasn't wearing before. Loving the fact that the weather's changing, so now I can possibly see what the winter's gonna feel like. But I'm not gonna lie, now that I don't have them hot flashes killing me like they were before, I don't own. I probably got one sweatshirt that someone recently gave me when she gave me a sweatsuit outfit. I probably got one sweatshirt with a sleeve on it, but I'm gonna need me probably something with some sleeves. But now, not in here actually, because the heat in this apartment is terribly hot. I don't know if it's gonna be that hot to me, since I'm not having the hot flashes, because I used to cry in the wintertime. The heat was so bad, but it's cold outside now. All my windows are on, and all my fans. I got 3 fans running in here, so it feels like air conditioning in my apartment. That's how I still need to sleep, to give my head some air. And I still sleep under a twin size cover. I don't sleep under a comforter. I don't know if I would be able to sleep under a comforter. I'd probably die. So I can't function. I digress. Hopefully I used the right word. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you so much for the kind comments that I have been getting. I have nothing but joy and appreciation for this channel. But I I'm thankful that I went into my stats and all that other stuff, because maybe if I don't get monetized right now, maybe it won't be so bad. The only reason why I was hoping to get monetized is because YouTube is actually my last hope. My last hope. My book didn't do it. My cards didn't do it. Nothing seems to be doing it. So, but like I said, I'm staying in the footwear of gratitude. Gratitude. That's it. I'm not complaining. I have no complaints. Every time I stand in that kitchen and I eat, I remind myself every single day of the torture it was for me to sleep in my vehicle. Now, there are people that sleep in their vehicle by choice. They have the money to put that heat thing, those. I had none of that, boys and girls. None of that. I was paying a gym membership. I was going to the gym to go to sleep sometime. That cold was so bad in my bones that I had to go outside, get back in my car, and I had to do something that I would never want to do, just to survive, and then, but I wasn't gonna sell my body. And all of the girls around me, that's what they were doing, So one day a police officer called my phone, and it was like, tell that girl to get off that bus stop if she gonna get. I'm like, you got my phone number, and I wasn't mixed up in none of that stuff. It just happens to be that's where I was because I had nowhere else to go. But I wasn't mixed up in. I didn't drink a drop of alcohol. I ended up on a hard drug because someone drugged me. Someone, whatever spiked you drug or whatever. I went through some stuff, boys and girls. If you knew what I went through, you would never stop crying. I kid you not. It is a wonder that I don't cry like I used to cry. I cried every single day from when my daughter went to school. The school bus would take her to the time she would get off the bus. There was days that I was so terrified that I would park in front of my daughter's school and sit in the car and just cry all the 8 hours she was in school. I had such a hard life, What I've been through, you would never stop crying if you knew what I went through. And the only thing that helps me is crafting. That's it. And this YouTube channel is a craft of mine. So thank you very much for watching my story. But I'm a little sad because in order for me to be monetized, my videos have to be watched from beginning to end. I already did the stats and everything like that. So I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that there's no monetization coming from me, and I don't care at this point. I have so much to be thankful for. When my time comes, I will be ready. But one of the things that make me afraid is my health. My health. I'm not the type of person that wants to say, "Oh, I can't. No, 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 no. No, I'm not doing that. I cannot do it in someone else's office. I cannot be on someone else's clock and do that. But in here where I control the hours and all that, I'm going to give it my best shot, best I can, as long as I can be the boss. But under someone else's watch, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.